Well, sorry it took so long to come on and do my show today, but I was messing around with that camera. Couldn't get the focus in properly. Haven't got really the help from my son because he's constantly busy with his video games or whatever he's doing. So it's a little bit tough. I'm trying to work out the kinks, but I think the lighting was really bad today. I tried doing a couple of takes and stuff and messing around, and it just wouldn't focus in. So I'm doing my show now on my phone today, just because it's dreary out, it's raining out, and the lighting is horrible. In my garage and in my office, anywhere in the house. So, I'm going to continue on reading what I was reading yesterday. Now, our immortal bodies, they will be so grand and tremendous that we don't even comprehend it yet. Not in these mortal frames. How can we comprehend what we're coming into? Being immortal. You know, when you go to the heights and you actually explain it in spirit, and you can read and it comes right out from the scriptures, what Paul emphasizes, that we will be coming into a change. Being from mortal to immortal. It's amazing. Truly, brilliantly amazing. So, continue on with our glorious bodies. How easily and how quickly will they respond to the directive Spirit of God? Thus led by that Spirit, we shall be, in the fullest meaning of the rare title, sons of God. We shall be what we long desired to be, when but pilgrims on the earth. And far from feeling loneliness or isolations, or it may have been a sense of frustration at times. And of course, we all get frustrated through this life, and this mortality, it sucks. Dying to die, yeah. That's what we're doing right now. We shall be in the company of God's great ones when we are changed. Then our eyes and ears ever and anon towards Him, who made all this grandeur possible. We shall joy and rejoice with kindred spirits, a sight even of Paul, through whose writings when on the earth we were led to learn so much, should be also possible. An ambassador of God indeed, who so clearly unfolded to our hearts and the secrets of His grace and glory. In view, then, of so glorious a hope and expectancy, we may wonder why so few preachers mention the theme, let alone enlarge upon it in the unfolding of its grandeur. They don't go to Ephesians. If you went to church today, you would not hear too many preachers going to the book of Ephesians. Now, that's where the higher calling is. I've never, through my years of going to church when I was growing up, I've never, ever remember them going to Ephesians. Because, like, literally, when you become a believer and you see that glorious truth and them heights of where we're going, it's truly tremendous. So they don't want to mention that. They're up to saying, okay, well, gone to heaven. As soon as a believer dies, he goes straight to heaven. Well, that's what he's saying here. Yeah, is it not because of the traditional teaching on death and heaven? Yeah. For the general conception has been, and still appears to be, and when believers die, they go straight to heaven. And even quite an evangelical preacher said to the writer, who inquired after a Christian friend of his went and died, that he went straight to heaven. And the words were uttered with startling emphasis. Yet do we not see that such an idea puts the point of victory and triumph on death, rather than upon the Lord's return? It also stresses man's blessing almost to the exclusion of a wonderful demonstration of Christ's power. The heart of the matter, especially in the viewpoint of Paul, as so vividly set forth by him, lies in the apostle's stirring annunciation of the Lord's return. Not one by one, but in multitudes will the members of his body ascend to their true born. Then and then alone will they be truly and fully equipped for life and service in celestial realms. Christ is coming to the air for us, prior to his coming to the earth as its triumphant monarch. Then will he inaugurate his great reign of victory and peace. For the government being upon his shoulder, a wondrous equity will distinguish the millennial order of things in accord with justice and righteousness. He rules with a rod of iron on the earth the next 1,000 years. Let us remember, however, that Christ is to be the head of the entire universe. The highest honor is supremely his, who is the image of the invisible God, firstborn of every creature. For in him is all created, that in the heavens and that on the earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or lordships or sovereignties or authorities, all is created through him and for him. And he is before all, and all has its cohesion in him. Colossians chapter 1, verses 16 and 17. Surely such words should inspire longing and expectancy to meet so great and august a deliverer, should strengthen our hearts as we await his coming. A little while, and he will come. The hour draws on apace. The blessed hour, the glorious morn, when we shall see his face. How light our trials then will seem. How short our pilgrim way. The life on earth a fitful dream, dispelled by dawning day. We have seen how wonderfully Paul unfolds the coming of Christ for the people of God's choice, and how his writings invest such a coming with great events, a sequence indeed of rare happenings, which carry forward God's purpose, not only for the saved in the era of his grace, but for the whole universe. For stage upon stage, the divine purpose widens and extends until the conquering Lord of life and glory is rewarded by its perfect fulfillment. It is well to remember that immortal life is a pure gift, only to become ours when the great and much to be desired change is brought about by our Lord's coming to the air. Then, and for this we ardently wait, our full deliverance comes in God's time and manner. True, our bodies are the repository of God's Spirit even now. Being his temple, but they will need a vital change. Our bodies of humiliation, yes, ere they are really fit for the celestial realms. Hence our bodies require that change, Paul so impressively stresses. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal put on immortality. And how mortal we are, every believer should know from experience. I sure do, I know that. It is borne in upon us almost every day, showing us how very far we are from being immortal yet. A wondrous momentous change will be ours, when the Lord from glory cometh. Even so, and in the words of a lovely hymn, our thoughts are well phrased. Some days he'll change our house of clay, transfigured to his form so fair, more dazzling than the orb of day. His lustrous likeness we shall wear. That is beautiful words by William Mealand. Happy you joined me for the Tuesday. I'm going to work out the kinks with the camera and get it going. Hopefully I can get my son motivated to help me out a little bit more. But anyway, you see my face. Who cares? You hear my words. It doesn't matter. I'm here telling you truth, so who cares really how I look or how I sound? I always say that because it's true. I do like bringing good quality videos, but I need help. And Lord willing, my son will get off his ass and help me soon. I actually need him to be the producer. He said he was going to be the producer, but apparently not. I'm still messing around with the camera, trying to figure it out. I love you all. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we will see you tomorrow.